Hi there, we're currently doing a February astrological sign reading for Gemini. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful month so far. I'm trying to get these out before February so you can have a little glance to look into the future. And on the 31st, we have I'm hearing like new energy coming at you guys. So it's very intense energy from our full moon, and it's also an eclipse and it's a blue moon. So the key thing with you guys is checking in with yourselves and having a lot of laughter in terms of letting go of your fears, because I think a lot of stuff's just coming at you guys and you have to just acknowledge what is no longer serving you. So if you can do that on the 31st, if you get a chance to watch this ahead of time, and if not, whenever you watch this video, I'd highly recommend that evening getting a little glance to see if you can actually see the moon. And when you're able to, at that moment, kind of let go of any fears that are bothering you. That's what I'd highly recommend, because I think what you're trying to do is manifest a lot of new stuff into your life, and that's what the moon actually brings. But it's like the more we emphasize on this, the easier it's going to be for us, and the more positivity will come from these events. I feel like you guys may be holding on a little bit, like you're choosing to hold on to some of the fear. So just relax. I'm hearing just center yourselves, ground yourselves, and then look at things from a different perspective. Holistic services is really good for you guys right now. Working around the heart chakra is also very positive. If anybody has any heartache or pain right now, now is a great time to really work on healing some of those wounds. If you've been inactive for a long time, it's time to start stressing more about working out or being active. Condensation's also coming up, meaning if we breathe too heavily, we start to fog up the window. So if your breathing isn't in check, then it starts to fog up, we'll call it your brain, and we can't see clearly anymore. So the reason why we have to get into our prayer position, find peace and find love and happiness in these moments, catching our breath, is so that we can clear our head and clear our minds. And this will also help with the heart a little bit more, connecting to ourselves, etc. Really important that you guys let that stuff go. I didn't even feel like talking about the moon too much and about January 31st, because I think with you guys, you have to even let go of some of the details. And that's where some of this stuff comes in, is when we get into that place of peace and rest and deep relaxation, all that stuff actually goes away. So just trusting in the process of life this month and allowing yourselves to feel a little bit more relaxed and free. Ace of Water, I'm really glad this came up. So falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. So concerts are a positive thing for the month of February. It is also a month for love. Now, for some reason, a hysterectomy is coming up. So as I was talking about any stress or sickness that we have built up in our body, I'm feeling like it's okay if we've had things happen to us. It doesn't mean that our lives are over. It just means that an aspect of our lives is over, okay? So that's where aces represent new beginnings. As I spoke of at the very beginning, I was hearing new beginnings right away, like it's not the moon, it's just you guys very specifically. And water is all about our emotions. This is about, I think you're fighting something right now. I'm not sure why Cancer is coming up as well. So making sure that you're healing, okay? So it's just heal that body, and then getting into that rest state, very important. Okay, so that's actually your new beginning, is how you guys are going to approach things. And I really think that the more peace you can find around your heart, the better you will feel. The Lovers, Archangel Raphael, intimate relationships. So that's their second relationship card. It's also Valentine's Day. Carefully weigh your decisions, good health. And as we were just speaking about health. So promotions is coming up, productivity, marketing events, moving, travel a little bit, being unique and being different, capturing moments, even if you're watching TV, you may want to trust and slow down your process in your breathing, get into that state, and then try to pay attention to what you feel guided to watching on TV as well. So I think that if you guys are taking some action and taking a little bit more risk in your lives this month, you will find it could be very well for some people be a very magical time for people. But then I'm also hearing that there's devastation in a couple people's lives that may be watching this. So that's where the rest is coming up. Is it could just be that you need some deep rest for the mind because of specific events that have happened. Okay, so it could be related to tragedy. But that's why, I don't know, I talked about concerts as well. There are exciting things in our lives that we get to do, but then there are also tragic events that have happened in people's lives. So making sure that you are taking creative risks as well, so that you can feel enlightened, because it's so important to rest, but then it's also important to get back into ourselves in terms of feeding our spiritual and feeding our spirit what excites us as well. Okay, so compromise and balance is going to be very important for you guys, and I'm sorry to hear that if that's related to someone, and feel free to comment if you need me to send you some extra healing energy or anything like that. The Dreamer, Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith, as we were discussing, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. So that's where going to a paint night or doing something that allows you to feel free and very flowing, anything you feel guided to doing. There could be a lot of creative expression for some people, depending on your situation, and it's about taking those risks, like climb that mountain, do whatever it is that you need for yourself. So respect your bodies this month. It may be a challenging time again for some people, so you may have to find that strength and courage within yourself when you get into those moments. Ambitious, charismatic, motivational, idealistic, king of fire, focus, focus, focus. So actually what I was pulling in here, I was hearing focus. So we need to go back to that place in our hearts. If you do any type of social activity, it's important that you're feeding your own spirit. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. So psychology is also coming up, which is my background. Not forcing anything is coming up. So I was talking about free-flowing, natural healing may be good for some. So anything that feels good for you and it's not hurting you would be great at this time. Challenging information. I like the word challenging, as we spoke of delays or changes to plans. So I said there could be some things happening for you guys. Truth delivered without tact. Page of air. Logical, honest, impulsive, curious. So if anyone's scrutinizing you or you're feeling attacked in any way, like there's intense judgment, that's why it's so important for you to express yourself and verbalize things, be active, so you can get out of the way, essentially, from any attacks that may be coming towards you at this time, but just don't let it happen, okay? So it could be that when we're in a lower state, that's when we become vulnerable, and negativity can come at us. So I'm hearing like something about the pioneer days and stages. So way back when, we didn't have very much to protect ourselves. We just had our basic survival kit, and nowadays we have so much access to information. So it's just like our basic instincts are what will save us, but you have to still learn everything else you can by using the resources and using your own abilities, okay? So really tackle some things. It could be like people coming at you a little bit more, so just be mindful of that, okay? Look at things from a different perspective. I was already discussing that, different outlook. A temporary standstill, so that's why we need that energy to be removed from us. It's important to be yourself, as we already spoke of. Awakening, Archangel Gabriel. So that's when psychology is coming up, and natural disasters, and just the way that we feel when natural things are happening in the world and there's nothing we can do about it. Our hearts will be affected, and so that's where I'm hearing like a needle in a haystack. It's like we're looking for something that maybe we're not able to find, and we have to allow ourselves to just let go, release anything that's bothering us. And the reason why I brought up the moon is because even talking about where our hearts are affected by the moon and our cycle. So I think acknowledging that we as humans are very vulnerable and very sensitive to things that are out of our control. So the last thing you want to do is hold up fear. You want to work on trusting and relaxing so that you can learn how to deal with things a little bit easier when they come at you. So very interesting month for Gemini. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can visit robinshealing.com if you are interested in a reading or any of my services or certificates that I have online. Take care. Bye.